Hello guys, my name is AJ. Welcome back to my channel AJ3600. So in this video I'm going to show you how to make two users as friends. So this will be giving two users a relation between themselves so that they can be seen as friends. So without much further talk, let's get started. So for making two users as friends, we need a couple of users. So currently we don't have any users, so it will be quite difficult for us to manually do it by clicking register and typing the details. So we will use factories for creating dummy datas. So just go to database factories and find the user factory.php file, and you can see something like this. So I will just remove these, and by default the password will be password. Okay, that's it for the factories. Now let's run it. So for running it, type php artisan tinker and wait for it to get booted. Then write factory app /user and give a comma and specify the number of users that you want to create. So in my case I will create 30 users and create. This will create yeah, we forgot the semicolon. Okay, this will create 30 new users for us. So you can see it has been created, and if you go to your database you can see the 30 users. So now I will log in with Tito. Login email, password is password. Yeah, I have successfully logged in. So next we can create a new table for our friends. So I'll just exit out of the PHP tinker. Then I will type PHP artisan make model and friend. And normally for making a migration along with the model, we use the tag m. So but actually I'm not going to use the tag m. Instead I will be using -a. So what it does is not just create the model and the migrations file, it also create the factory file and the controller file for us. So once you type that, just click enter, and you can see that model, factory and the migration has been created successfully, and it's just creating the controller for us. Now let's open our friend's migration file, and here we can add two more columns which will be having integer, and the value will be user ID, and we will leave it as unsigned. Okay, now second will be friend ID, and we'll leave it as unsigned. See, okay, that's fine now. So now let's open our factory file so that we can get some dummy data later if we want. So the first will be user ID. Now we don't need to import the fakers since we have access to it, so just type faker and I will use the number between. um, so the first parameter will be min, so it defines the minimum number to get started, so I will just leave it at 0. And the second one will be max, and I will give it as 30, since we only have 30 users. So it's just for testing, don't take it serious guys. If you're thinking that I'll be having many users and I cannot just define it here, just factory is not needed when your app is in production. It's just for development and you need some dummy data, so I will just leave it at 30. So in the next will be friend ID, so I will give the same faker number between, and minimum value equals 0 and maximum value is equal to 30, and that's it for the factory. Oh, I just remember a thing. Actually, we should not give the minimum value as 0, because there is no user with the ID 0. So it will give some errors or collision while we are in the production. So now that's it. Now let's move on to a model. So you can open our user.php model first, and we will give the first function as friends of mine. So in this function we will get all the friends of the current user. So for that we will give a belongs to many function to many. So the first parameter will be the class, so app slash friend, and second parameter will be the table's name, so it's friends, and the third will be the user's ID, so we will give it just user ID, and the fourth is a foreign key, so friend ID. Actually, the belongs to many method is pointing to a friends model, but we need to move it on to the user model. Now that's correct. Now let's copy it and paste it again, and we can change the function to friend of. So the difference between these two functions is that the first function will return all the friends of me, all the friends which I have requested, and the second will be returning all the users who have requested me as their friends. So there will be a slight difference in both the returning. So the first one will be friend ID and the second will be user ID. Now there is a problem that we have two different ways of getting the friends. So it may be a huge problem when we are development or in the production. So we need to take the data from the database twice, so that we can check whether the user is having same friend or not. So we can avoid that by having another function, and I will name the function as friends. And what this do is just merge the both these two functions. So for doing that, I will get the friends of mine and tell Laravel to merge it. This friend of. So this will get the data from both these function and merge it so that there is no duplicate values, and we will get the friends without any duplicate value. Okay, now that's enough for the model. So you may be thinking, what's the need of friends model? Actually, there is no need of friends model, but we need to add the values to the database using the friend model itself. So for that I will just type fillable. uh, Actually it's a protected variable. Okay, I will open an array and um, give friend user ID and friend ID. Yeah, that's too enough for the friend model. So now that's all for the models. So now let's quickly create a page for listing all the friends. So we can start by the routes. So I'll just go to web.php file and create a new route, and it will be having the get request and to slash friends, and we'll use the friend controller at index. So I will give a middleware of auth. Okay, now that's enough. Let's go to our controller, and inside the index we will return all the friend, or just we can return a new view, and that will be fine. So view will be inside friend dot index, and I will also return all the friend. So for that, friends equals auth user and friends. So the auth user will get the currently logged in user, and these friends will get all the friends of the currently logged in user. So now let's call in the auth wizard, and let's return with the friends variable. Okay, now let's create the view. Let's go to resource views. I'll just create a new folder. Its name will be friend, and a new file. It will be having index.blade.php. So let's extend the layouts dot app. So it will extend the layouts app.blade.php file, and now let's create a section for content and a div, and return something. Now let's go to slash friend or friends. Yeah, now it's giving us some error, so which is view not found. Chat.friends doesn't exist. So actually we are getting this error because we didn't run php artisan migrate. So we'll just run it, php artisan migrate, and this will create the friends table. And now if we reload, we will get the page without any error. So back to our index.blade.php, and I will give some styling. So I will use the Bulma. So first div class container, then class will be column and is 8 and is offset by 2, and I will create a new panel and panel heading. So list of all friends. Next we can open a for each loop. For each, or we can open a for else loop. So actually there is no difference between for else and a for each loop. It's just that there is an empty blade syntax which will be displayed if there is no values inside the variable which we are specifying here. So the variable will be friends and as friend. So since we don't have any values in the database, I will show you what this empty syntax is. So I will display a div with panel block having you don't have any friends. Okay, I will just leave empty here, or I will just type something hi. Okay, that's fine. Now let's reload, and now you can see that it's displaying you don't have any friends, since we don't have any values inside our friends table. So let's create some values. So we will use the factory. So I will type PHP artisan tinker and factory app slash friend, and I will add some 200 columns and create, and this will create 200 friends for us, or 200 relation between two users. So if I reload now, I can see some users. Yeah, that's completed, and this user currently have 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 friends. So if you reload, you can see 200 datas. So you can see the relation as the user ID and friend ID. So I will give you some more information. So if I type 1 here, oh wait a minute, we can first of all print out the friend's name. Okay, now if I change the user ID to 1 and reload, I can see the 16th or the user who have the ID as 16 will be a friend of me. So you may also think, what if the friend ID is 1 and the user ID is 16? So you may be thinking that there will be 2 columns with the same name. So if I reload, there will be a single column with the same user name. So that's the that's advantage of using the merge function. So I will just change the 16 to something like 5, and you can see that a new user was added. So now you have learned how to add a friend, add a user as another user's friend by using the Laravel method. So I will show you the Manual method for the user who is visiting the web page to add the friend as add the user as friend. So I'll be not creating a new view or new page for that. I'll just give you the code for that. So inside your function, so I will just take the store function. First validate the data, and second we will add the data to database. So for that, just create a new variable which is friend in my case. So friend, get the friend model, create a new friend model, and friend user id equals auth user id. So this will get the id of the authenticated user or the user who have clicked or making the another user as their friend. So the next will be friend id, and you have to return the friend id from the page where the user clicks the button. So I will just get it from the request, and now just save, and this will create a new friend. So that's all for the adding friends. So I will just remove it or let it be there. It will be in the GitHub page. You can just copy and paste it in your directory. I'll just return redirect just back from where you came. If you want, you can give a success message by using the session flash session flash success friend has been added, or any message you want. So I'll just give it something like that. So I will give it I will just list it in the GitHub. You can get the code if you want. So I think that's all for today's video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. You can contact me through any social media which I am in.